Rick, big story of the night. Thatcher Demko's return. Your thought on his play?
Thought he played great.
Come out of it unscathed?
I think we gave him, I think that was the plan, let him get a lot of work tonight.
For a game that didn't mean much.
I was joking. Like nobody's laughing at that one? I thought that was pretty funny. We gave him a lot of...
Seems serious.
No, I know. I was waiting for somebody to crack his mouth.
For a game that didn't mean much in the standings, they played with a lot of feistiness tonight.
Yeah.
One of the things I guess you got to be happy with was the, quote, Wolfpack mentality your team had tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have that, regular season, playoffs, all that stuff. Yeah, you definitely love that stuff.
Similar to the Edmonton game a little bit where you guys locked down the lead. What did you think of your team's ability to do that tonight?
Yeah, I honestly, I'm just happy we won the Pacific Division. I mean, the guys did a hell of a job all year. I mean, obviously, let's face it, nobody really picked us to win the division. I think so. You got to give the players a lot of credit. The game wasn't a Picasso, obviously, but you got to take the positive. We won the Pacific tonight, so I'm really happy for the guys. Like it's a big honor, and the guys should enjoy it.
Sometimes you get into these games against teams you should beat, and you kind of let them hang around. The Myers goal early, what did that do for the group?
Yeah, it was big. That was a nice shot. Mizey jumping up the play. It was a big one. It got us energized. That tic-tac-toe. The other one, the PD's line, was nice. And then we kind of, I think we were just waiting for the clock to go, and we stopped playing a little bit. But, winning 4-1, locking it down. And, obviously Denver. I thought Denver was excellent tonight.
The Pacific Division obviously means a lot to the group, but you might be in a position to win the Western Conference. So, you've got some decisions to make. You knew it was going to change after tonight. So what's your mindset going forward?
Yeah, talk to the group, talk to the trainers, see who's banged up. There's a lot of factors involved, and we can't make them in 5 minutes, but we're going to have to do some research and figure the best way to handle this. But yeah, you always want to win every game, but there's precautionary things too.
You talked about the pride in winning the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
What about 50 wins on the year? It's only something that has now been accomplished 3 times in franchise history.
Yeah, I mean it's a hell of a feat going into training camp. Working every day for this. It's a resilient group. Bouncing back after some, whether tough play losses or whatever. We had some good winning streaks. So we had to win the game tonight, which we did. So you got to give the guys credit.
Talked to you before the game about the depth that you have now with the lines currently configured. Did you like the way that all 4 lines performed in that regard tonight in terms of the shifts they gave you?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to evaluate this game. I didn't think we played our best, but winning the game is the most important. And we'll get to the lines and figure it out. But yeah, I do like the depth part. Yes.
Is there still more experimenting, more things you want, more combinations that you want to see from your lineup over the next practices and whatnot heading into the playoffs here?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, maybe a tweak here and there, but this is where we're going with. We've had enough times of experimenting and trying to figure a few things out. But I think this is where we're going to go with. Maybe there might be a switch here and there. Don't get me wrong, but so far, I think we're going to stick with this way.
And you've touched on winning the Pacific Division, 50 wins. At the very beginning of this season, Jim Rutherford said everything had to go right in order for this team to make the playoffs. How are you feeling personally at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long year, regular season, and the group is bought in, and it's just been it's an everyday type of team. We try to do the right things every day and then correct it. How am I feeling? I mean, obviously you're happy when the Pacific Division, but this is a whole ball. Was it next Monday or two, wherever we play, is a whole different ball game. So you're always confident in your group. So I'm excited about us opening night here, and we got 2, 3, 4 days to prepare for it. So is it 4 or 5 days? Yeah, to prepare for it. So we're just we'll get to the drawing board and figure out what we're going to drop.
Rick, it looked like the forecheck did a great job kind of stopping them at their own blue line. What did you think was working so well with the forecheck today for you guys?
Well, we wanted to be above, and I thought for the most part being above them because a pretty good transition team. I give them credit; they played hard. They only got a game left, but staying above is usually the best way, and try to hold the blue line. And then, like I said, after that, Denver was excellent.
We know it's a day-by-day
Yeah.
mentality here for you guys and everything, but it's an emotional game there, and it felt like the guys kind of came together as a team. What was the feeling in the locker room after a game like that?
Well, I think they were still out there doing the jerseys, so I haven't really had a chance to talk to them. But no, that's the one thing with this group. I'm sure they're excited, but I don't think they're sky high. I think they're ready for the next part of this journey. But you got to enjoy it. I mean, Pacific, to win this, there's good teams in our division. It's a tough division, so you got to give these guys a lot of credit.
You said, Rick, when you came and took this job, that the crest should mean something. What does it mean to you on a night like this, and how far this season has the team come in building the culture, identity that you want?
Well, I think it's a step forward. The crest means a lot to me, and we always talk about the emblem on the front more than the back, and I think a lot of guys have bought into that. We try not to preach individualism around here. It's good. It's good for guys that get accolades and 100 points, some guys 40 goals. That's all great, don't get me wrong, but it's all about the crest, and that's what wins in the playoffs. And I think it's so that's what I'm most proud of the guys really buying into that this year. And then you got young guys that we've drafted, and then you got the young guys like Höglander and stuff. They're feeding off this, the culture, the crest, and it just permeates. As each level. So that's the way I think you build organizations.
We'll go to Coos here, and then we'll open the room, guys. You guys are off the ice.
Rick, you talked this morning a little bit about Höglander. He was in the middle of everything there, scored a nice goal, but gets involved in a scrum, gets involved late. Does he have to temper his approach for the postseason in that respect, thinking of how any penalty can be a big one? Or?
Well, it's a tough one because he's an energizer type of guy, right? So you got to be careful. I don't want to take his batteries out, right? But you have to be careful too, right? You can't be, taking an undisciplined penalty. So it's I've lived that, in my career. You got to be able to play on the edge, which he's good at, but also not draw, go to the line. So yeah, I didn't think he did anything bad tonight. I thought he was just scored a big goal, and he was kind of in their kitchen a little bit. I don't think he was over the edge at all. I thought he was just involved in some feisty plays. I like that tonight. I don't think he did anything wrong tonight.
You have holidays in 2 days.
You're open for the chirp after the hat trick, but look what happens. He even look back. He goes, "I'm going to do it."
I think you know what happens, Biz. All these.
Generational talent. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.